Recording in progress.
Hello, everybody. I see lots of people joining and connecting to audio, so we'll hang tight for just a second here. Hi, Drew.
Morning.
Morning. All right. Let's see. Great. I think we have everybody in who I was expecting to, to be in. One more joining. Okay. All right. Well, hi, everybody. My name is Dan Miller. I work for Curator. We are the public relations agency that supports Washington's lottery. You've been getting daily emails from me for the past 10 weeks or so, I think, and appreciate all of the conversation. Today, we're here to host a virtual press conference with Marcus Glasper, who is the director of Washington's Lottery, as well as our final big cash prize winner in a hero's thanks. Just a few ground rules, and then I'm going to turn off my camera and such. We are recording this, and we will make the video available to you following the press conference. We also have a couple of photos that were taken during a Zoom call this morning between the governor and our winner, and we'll make those photos available to you as well. We're going to kick things off with Marcus giving some remarks, and then he's going to turn it back over to me to moderate the Q&A with our winner. Our winner, she is not going to give sort of an opening statement, but really just open it up to questions from all of you. So I'm going to ask that you either drop specific questions into the chat or, raise your hand using the features on Zoom to do so. And then one at a time, I'll call on you. You can unmute yourself and ask your questions. But we're going to ask that everybody keep their video turned off so that our recording is as pure of just the speaker speaking as possible. And I think that should do it. Before we get going, are there any additional logistical questions that folks have?
Maybe just keep their mics muted as well, unless they're speaking.
Yeah, that would be great. If you can make sure that your mics are muted unless you're speaking, that would be terrific. So with that, I'm going to switch my view here. I'm going to turn off my video, and we will get going. So let's see, Marcus, I'm going to let you go ahead and get started.
Well, thanks, Dan, and good morning, everyone. And thank you for joining us for this virtual press conference today. As Dan mentioned, my name is Marcus Glasper, and I serve as the director of Washington's Lottery. As you know, approximately 10 weeks ago now, Governor Inslee announced the Shot of a Lifetime vaccine appreciation promotion that our team here at Washington's Lottery would administer. And then a few weeks later, he was able to announce a special military-focused promotion called A Hero's Thanks. Since our first drawing on June 8th, we've been able to reward more than 1,000 Washingtonians, including both youth and adults, with a variety of prizes simply because they got themselves vaccinated against COVID-19. Tickets and other prizes were donated by our fabulous local sports teams, including the Seattle Mariners, Seattle Seahawks, Seattle Storm, Seattle Sounders, and OL Reign. We gave away concert tickets at Climate Pledge Arena, travel vouchers for Alaska Airlines, Amazon Echo Dots, Google Prize Packs, Microsoft Xboxes, and Nintendo Switch Packs, thanks to these private sector partners who also donated these great prizes. And we can't forget the Discover Passes, state parks camping gift cards, and Fish and Wildlife Wild Bucks donated by our other wonderful state agencies. We also awarded 30 youth ages 12 to 17 a total of 100 guaranteed education, tuition, or GET units each, which is equivalent to 1 year of resident undergraduate tuition and state mandated fees at Washington's public universities for each of those 30 young people. And finally, we've been able to provide significant cash prizes to several residents of our state, making a real difference in their lives. A total of $2.2 million in cash prizes have been distributed and awarded. During these past few weeks, you've met or heard from our Shot of a Lifetime winners. You may remember Lance R. of Bellingham, Dylan T. of Yakima, Marissa P. of Spokane, and Cameron M. from South King County. And more recently, we've introduced you to the winners in A Hero's Thanks as well. Mark W. of Ellensburg, a former member of the United States Coast Guard, and Carmen S. of Marysville, a United States Army veteran. So today, as we wrap up these 2 successful vaccine appreciation promotions, I want to thank Governor Inslee for asking Washington's Lottery to play the important role of administering these drawings. We're so thankful to have been able to play a small part in this recovery effort. It's been an honor to do so in partnership with the Department of Health, the Governor's Office, and other state agencies who contributed to ensure its success. And now I have the great pleasure to introduce to all of you our 3rd and final winner in the A Hero's Thanks military-focused promotion. So please join me in welcoming Meredith V., who serves our community not only as an elementary school teacher who will be teaching on the Kitsap Peninsula this fall, but also as a member of the Army National Guard, who will be celebrating 15 years in the Guard this October. She is a single mom of 2 teenage girls, and I'm certain you'll find her to be a hero to thank. And now I'll turn it back over to Dan Miller, who will moderate this session.
All right, thank you, Marcus. And as I stated before, Meredith is going to be making an opening statement, as it were.
All right.
If members of the media who are in attendance can raise their hands using the Zoom controls here, I'll call on you one by one to ask your questions, and
That's why I was
then go ahead and answer.
I know. Last week.
Okay, so I'm going to call on LT. You can go ahead and unmute and ask your question.
Hey, Meredith, Elle here with Cairo. I got to ask you, you always hear people say, you just won the lottery, you just won the Super Bowl, you're going to Disneyland. What are you going to do with the money, and what does this mean to you and your daughters?
So that's probably the most complex answer, right? I will tell you that aside from the boring stuff, pay off some debt and put aside money for college for my daughters, visiting here, I was reminded, I think one of the very first things I'm going to do is go to a Seahawks game because I've been wanting to go to a Seahawks game. It's been like on the bucket list for the past 6 years that I've lived here. So I think that's going to have to be priority number 1, is to take my girls to a Seahawks game. That's a big deal for us. After that, I don't know yet.
Very good. Let's see. I think Drew Mickelson, you had a question.
Good morning, Meredith, and congratulations. Had you already been vaccinated before this was announced? Did that play any role in it? And why did you want to get vaccinated in the first place?
So I'm not even quite sure of the timeline. What I can tell you is I didn't know anything about this contest until they called me to tell me I won. I got vaccinated as soon as I could because it was the right thing to do. As a teacher, I value education and I value expertise. And these people, these scientists and doctors who have dedicated their lives and careers to this particular cause, I'm going to value what they tell me, and I'm going to trust their expertise. So it was never, I didn't need an incentive to get vaccinated. I'm in the classroom with children and with families all over. So it was always in the plan for me. I didn't need that was my motivation, is because it's the right thing to do.
Great. John Hopperstad, you had a question.
Yeah, congrats, Meredith. And I guess my question is, you didn't even know this contest was going on. So what was your reaction when you won?
So when they got on the phone with me to tell me, I was all by myself in a lobby in an Army building because I happened to be at training. And so I was all by myself sitting on a couch, and a very lovely, patient woman named Cheryl is the one who broke the news to me. And I know that I was quiet for an uncomfortably long time because she said, "I'm right here, you take your time." And I said, "I think I need a moment to breathe." And she was like, "That's okay, you take all the time you want, I'm right here." So that's how I'll remember that moment, is lovely person named Cheryl listening to me breathe in and out by myself as I kind of process the news.
Very good. Let's see. All right, I'm seeing, Elle, you have a follow-up question.
I have so many questions. I'm just so excited for you, Meredith. So 15 years, Army National Guard, a mother, a teacher, you have a very full plate right now. So, I mean, do you feel like, is this just kind of a dream come true? How do you feel right now?
It still doesn't feel real. I kept thinking it was going to feel more real with each step. You know, when I went and picked up the check, when it got into my bank account, like it doesn't feel real. I have to take a couple of seconds every morning to remind myself what's transpired in the last few days. I will tell you, it is a game changer. It's a life changer. I've been a single mom for 14 years, wonderful years. I love my children. And this just opened so many opportunities and doors for us as a family, that it's just life changing. It's absolutely life changing.
John Hopperstad, follow-up question.
Yeah, Meredith, you talked about how, you got the vaccine pretty much right away because you trusted the doctors and the science and you're a teacher. Now that the lottery is over and you're the last winner, what would you say to people out there who may not have gotten the vaccination yet, may still be hesitant about doing it? What would you say to those folks?
I have to go back into the classroom in just a few weeks and teach. And I think a lot of people just want this whole thing to be behind us. And I don't think that's going to happen until we start listening to the experts. So I hope that more people get vaccinated. I really do. At the end of the day, they make their choice, and can't really fault anyone for doing what's right for them. But when I think of what the last year was, 2020, trying to teach, trying to do my job that I love under these circumstances, there's nothing that I want more than to just be able to be back in a normal classroom. And that's likely not going to happen until we beat this thing.
See. Elle, go ahead with your next question.
Okay, I think this is the last one, I promise. So you've obviously had a lot on your plate these last 15 years. Why has it been important to you to stay in the Army National Guard?
I have the National Guard to thank for my career. I joined so that I could take advantage of the tuition assistance. So I wouldn't have my degree. I wouldn't get to be a teacher, which is a dream come true. And every time my contract comes up, I have the choice to extend. And it's become such a part of my life, an important part of my life, that I'm so close to, getting that 20. So it just hasn't even, there's been a couple of years, I'm not gonna lie, there's been a couple of years where I was like, do I really wanna keep doing this? But especially moving to Washington, I've just really enjoyed it. And I'm very glad I stayed in now. So it all paid off.
All right, we actually have a question for Marcus Glasper. So Marcus, I'm going to ask you to turn your video back on. And then when we see you on the screen, then Doug from Spokane Public Radio has a question.
Marcus, I have a question with how do you think this has worked with the lottery being involved with helping to serve as an incentive for people to get vaccinated? How has this whole process worked, do you think?
Well, I can tell you we administered both promotions flawlessly. We had great partnership with the Department of Health and a couple of other state agencies over the process. So it was a major feat to accomplish in such a short time, but the team came together and really did an amazing job pulling this off. And for Lottery, we are just so grateful to have had the opportunity to play a small part in saving lives, quite frankly, and contributing to reopening our economy and getting people back, as Meredith said, to their normal lives. We want the teachers to get back in the classroom. We want to relieve stress in hospitals. So it was really an honor to be able to be a part of this. And from the Department of Health and their statistics that they have provided, from this incentive, we do know that it has helped increase the vaccination rates over the past 2 months. So we are thankful to be able to have contributed in this small way.
Thank you, Marcus. Any additional questions for either Marcus or Meredith? All right, John, go ahead for Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus, I'm wondering about the unclaimed prizes. I know that you guys would include them in the drawings going forward, but then as I understand it, those prizes, if they were unclaimed, ended up going back to the companies that offered them. Is that the case? And was there any thought to just keep drawing people till you could give away those prizes?
Yes, thank you for that question, John. You are correct. When we initially established the game rules, we outlined, we didn't, the promotion couldn't go on for perpetuity. And we had so many of our partners who contributed. It was over 1,000 prizes. And so we had to set some limits. And for the Shot of a Lifetime promotion, which has ended, we have already returned those unclaimed prizes back to the original owners. Having said that, we still have until Monday at 5 p.m. to complete the prize distribution for the Heroes Thanks prizes. And so we don't know at this point which prizes we will be returning, but it's very small for the second promotion.
All right, and Marcus, while you're still on there, wondering if you can repeat how many students benefited from the tuition prizes? Again,
we had 30 students who benefited from the Guaranteed Education Tuition prizes, and all of those were awarded. We had 2 drawings for 2 weeks, and we gave away 15 prizes each week. And so we are very thrilled and honored that all of those were distributed to deserving students in our state.
Great. And then I'm going to stay with you for a second here, Marcus, and then I'm going to go back to Meredith. But question is, did every first drawn cash prize winner answer the call in time, or did we ever have to go to a second drawn backup person?
Surprisingly, everybody answered the call in time. It was scary there for a couple of moments, but the team at Washington's Lottery did just amazing work and extra effort to make sure that we tried to contact that first winner. And in some cases, we had to go through their parents, go through their boss, or whatever the case may be. But we were able to contact each of those grand prize winners. And so we're happy about that.
Great, thank you. All right, and then for Meredith, question about what grade or grades you teach.
I've taught anywhere between 3rd grade and 7th grade. So I've had those are the ranges in which I have taught. I can tell you that middle school, 6th and 7th grade, was the most challenging, and elementary is my favorites.
Very good. Okay. Any additional questions? I'm not seeing any hands raised right now. Okay, Elle, follow-up question.
Okay, I lied. Last one. Is there anything else that you want to add? I mean, as a teacher, this has to be just a huge amount of money, and it can really make a difference in your classroom even.
Yes, most teachers, myself included, we spend a lot of our own money on our classrooms, so that will continue. The one thing that I've been thinking a lot about is this is so exciting, and I'm so overwhelmed and grateful, but at the same time keeping in mind that there are still a lot of families that are struggling after the pandemic, a lot of communities that are struggling. So one of the other things that I'm going to do with my family, with my daughters, is we are going to set aside a chunk for causes and charities that will make a difference. Specifically, as a teacher, that's usually what we want to do the most, is just make a difference as much as we can in kids' lives. And now I have an opportunity to make a bigger difference on a little bit of a larger scale. So, but I'm going to let my daughters have a say in where that goes to.
Great. Okay. Well, not seeing any additional questions coming through the chat or hands raised. I'll give it, just a few more seconds, and then we can close this up. I'll just offer either Meredith or Marcus. Do you have any other comments that you would like to make before we wrap this up?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much.
My final comment is that just congratulations to Meredith. We couldn't have asked for a more deserving winner in this promotion. So a true public servant at heart, and I'm just happy and honored that it could be her. So congratulations, Meredith.
Marcus, you're gonna make me cry for the first time this whole time. Don't do that.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming. Again, shortly, I'll be sending out the video of today's virtual press conference, as well as a couple of shots from Meredith's conversation with the governor this morning. I believe everybody has my email address, so if you have follow-up questions that you need to get answered, please shoot them my way via email. But at this point, we will close the virtual press conference, and thank you all for coming.
Thanks for having us. Congratulations.